Good morning. It's August 10th. I decided to walk through Alleyways today, so that's why I'm starting a slightly different spot. I don't want to go too far from home because it might rain, so I don't know what we're doing on this alleyway. Starting off with something going on, but I don't know what it is. See a tree coming down. Looks like it. Definitely some trimming going on, at least. Well, such excitement to start. So yeah, just going to walk in my local neighborhood, basically, but just on Alleyways today. This is the alley behind Angus Crescent, where we live. Supposed to start raining about 9 o'clock, so nice cool day. It's only 13 degrees as I set out. It rained more yesterday after I walked. I almost got caught in it because I was on foot but not recording when it started to rain, but I got home before it really let go. It's only got sprinkled on a bit. But the big news from yesterday was I finished my revision pass through the Tangled Stars. So now I get to do it all over again at a different level. Looking more now. I did the line by line. There'll still be some of that, but I'm looking largely at the story itself. Try to make sure I plugged any holes and find any contradictions. And then it'll get submitted. And then I'll do it all over again when it comes back with editorial comments. And then I'll get to read it all again when it comes back in page-proof form. So one does get a little tired of one's own words over time. Apartment building there in front of us. And of course this is Davin School over here, now called the Crescents, but I'll always call it Davin. I'm only going to walk on alleys, so it's not really an alley, that's a parking lot. Won't go as far as Albert because there's not really. Well, I guess you could. I guess I could do an alley there. But I think I'll stay on this side at least. Well, no, let's go over there. It's a little bit silly, but it's never stopped me before. I also did an interview last night for a podcast called Sci-Fi Saturday Night, which will be out in a couple of weeks. Morning! There's something weird going on YouTube this morning. When I called up my channel, it didn't show anything of all these walks, except when I go into my content studio, they're all there, and the playlist is there and everything. So it seemed to be a YouTube problem, I hope. Nothing I did. All it showed was the pinned video and nothing else. And no, I haven't gotten any messages about, somehow posting something that the great and good powers that run YouTube disagreed with, which can certainly happen these days, for they know everything, and thou must speak only those words of which they approve, or thou must be punished. There's an alley ahead of us, so I guess this is sort of the way to come. I'll have to go around this entrance here with the steps. This is the back of what used to be a government telephones building, but is now belongs to the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. We're going to zigzag, I think. I don't really know how the alleys will work doing this, but we'll find out. So every time I find an alley I can zigzag down, I will, until I hit some logical end point, which would probably be 13th. This is the back of the Unitarian Center, and the back of the apartment building. And the gray sky from which I'm expecting rain to come. The other option would be just to walk along the alleys all the way to, or as far as I can go. But I prefer the zigzag approach. You get to see parking spaces and damaged vehicles. They've had a coming together with something. And of course, various sorts of bins. The brown ones are garbage, the blue ones are recycling. Brown ones get picked up every week, the blue ones every other week, at least until winter when they go to making the garbage only gets picked up. And you get to see like fire escapes and things. When the garbage only gets picked up every second week as well because it's so cold. I am feeling a few drops of rain, but hopefully it doesn't amount to anything much. Stick to this until we get a side alley, which we may or may not get, actually. I don't know what we'll find up here. So now we're between Angus and Ray. Those are front doors for somebody in those apartment buildings. But mostly, of course, it's garages and back doors. Wolf Perot territory, if you're familiar with him. He's a Saskatchewan artist who kind of made a name for himself painting back alleys. Of course, he takes out the bins because nobody wants to look at a painting full of garbage and recycling bins. But I highly recommend his work. We have a couple of his pieces. Maybe zigzagging doesn't make sense in the alleys. It may just be walk as far as you can and then turn the corner and find another alley. To view the back of buildings. Another apartment building. If you're there on YouTube or Facebook, say hi. We'll hit 13th up here, and that'll be a turnaround point for sure. More apartment buildings from the back, usually where the parking is. So today I'll be going back to the beginning of the Tangled Stars, but I'm also going to do some editing on the anthology, Shapers of Worlds Volume 2, featuring authors who were guests during the second year of my podcast, The World Shapers. So this is 13th here. I don't want to keep walking across it because it's a little busier, so I will make it my turnaround point. This is the... We go through there? Well, could, but it's got water in it. Some nice murals here. And then various stores here on 13th that I pointed out before. Stationery store, tea store, New Age store. And over here's the church, bookstore. Well, that doesn't look welcoming. I can't go there. Sidewalk is quite closed. I'd have to cross over. I don't even think I can get down the alley, so we'll go this way. It's not like anybody's watching this morning anyway, apparently. Haven't had a peep of a greeting from anyone. Now we're on Ray Street. A lot of noise back there. Oh, yeah. They're digging up something in the alley. That's two trucks I've run into when I want to walk in the alley. Oh, I might be able to get through here. There's the sidewalk might go back to the alley. No, not really. It's not in a way that they probably want me walking. What about here? I think I can walk through here. I don't think they're tearing up the whole alley, just down at that end. Maybe they're tearing up the whole alley. They just haven't gotten down here. Oh, the non-paved alleys are quite muddy. Never thought about that. I don't know how they decide which ones to pave and which ones not to pave. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're planning to pave this one. Like this one will take us a couple of blocks, unless there's a side one along here I want to take. Of course, if YouTube is acting up, maybe my live stream's not working either. There was certainly something weird going on. I mean, my profile was there, but it said there were no playlists. It showed no videos except for the pinned one, just a blank. But my content studio showed everything there, so I assume it's a problem at their end. I think I was up to 104 subscribers last time I looked, so it's still creeping up. after topping 100 for the first time on Sunday. You can always tell the old garages, they're quite narrow. Whereas the newer ones, like this one being built, tend to be wider. I suppose the problem could have been my browser too. You never know. That's why I couldn't see anything. So if you are there, on YouTube especially, let me know. Oh, some nice gardening over here. Vegetable garden. Oh well, there's Miriam, so in India, so clearly YouTube is working, at least the live stream is. So might have just been a problem with my browser that made it look like my channel had disappeared. Hi, Brandon. Doing alleys today in the Cathedral area. Just whatever path they follow. So this has turned me the corner, so now I'll be walking this way until I find one that goes the other way. Alleys make you feel almost like you're in the country even when you're in the city. Especially some of the unpaved ones. You can just feel like a dirt road in the country sometimes. Expecting rain later, so another reason I'm not wandering too far from home today. If it starts to rain, I can get back in fairly short order. Might be a shorter walk too, I don't know yet. Alright, let's try this alley. This one's blocked too, and the next one, so I can't go that far. That's 3 times now I've run into trucks in the alleys. So, guess we'll turn up here instead of carrying on as I intended. No idea what they're doing, but they're all doing the same thing in these various alleys. Well, the first one was just a tree being trimmed. These ones look more like road work, but I don't know for sure. Some more street art, or side of a building art, I should say. All right, well, not going that way. Yeah, it rained yesterday and the day before, so yesterday rained quite hard. I don't know how much we're getting today, so it's good. It's been very, very dry and hot, so this is good. Not complaining. Well, I'll carry on here to the next alley and use it to carry on up to 13. Oh good, at least it's paved. So yes, quite a bit of rain yesterday, as you can tell from the puddles. Sorry to say poodles, I always used to make that joke with my daughter when she was little. Don't step on a poodle. I actually thought it was funny the first time, maybe not the 30th or 40th. That's what dads are for, though. Dad jokes, best jokes. Back of apartment buildings here. That's 13th up there with the traffic, which would make this 14th that we're coming to, but we'll just carry on across. Okay, so we're coming up the alley between Westminster United Church and Brandy's Corner Store. Brandy's is where I do most of my mailing, and I have about 15 or 20 copies of Shapers of Worlds Volume 1 I really need to get out to backers. Bit of a job. I might work on that today too. Try to get that set up soon. Might take it though to the main branch, the main post office downtown. They're more used to large mailings. Here's a big poodle. Backs of these buildings are painted. You don't normally see it. Somebody's painted their garage. Generally, these murals are designed to keep graffiti down because there's some honor among graffiti vandals. So you paint things and people are less likely to tag them with just ordinary graffiti. And here's Westminster United Church over here with the, I don't know what the bear represents, but he's cute. And this is the convenience store here where I do my mailing. You come back here to 13th. Yeah, there's some nice stuff along here, some nice murals. You can see one over there under that balcony as well. So this is Westminster United Church. And that's Desert Treats, ice cream and candy shop. Oh, the bench is painted here too. I won't find an alley exactly up here, but we'll walk down beside the cathedral, I think. Which is where the alley would be if there wasn't a cathedral in the way. Over there is Penny University, which is a relatively new local bookstore which has a lot of my books available, should you be in Regina and looking for a place to buy them. We'll go this way. This can be my alley. So this is Holy Rosary Cathedral, the big Catholic cathedral, built in 1910, I believe. It's kind of a minimalist one inside, not a lot of decoration in the, what do you call it? The nave, I guess. Nice acoustic, well, very live acoustic, and it has a really nice organ. So there's often organ concerts and other musical concerts. Watch out for the sunflowers, there are a lot of them there. That looks almost medieval when you shoot it like that. Nice flowers right along here. That's the rectory there. And then this is Holy Rosary School, Catholic school, which they were talking about closing, and I don't know if they actually did or not. Can I walk behind here? Well, there's some sort of path, which has clearly not been much used since it was first installed, I would say, but it's there. And of course, this would be the wheelchair ramp, which is definitely not original material to the 1910 building. Not street art, that's just graffiti. But there is a mural on the side of the school here, which of course is kids in this space right over here, because that building back there is the one that's in the back of the mural. Gotta find another alley. Should be one on this block. How long have I been walking? Oh, 27 minutes. I've almost done a half hour, so it's amazing how the time gets filled up when you do this sort of walking. So that building down there used to be the nunnery, a nunnery. Now it's condos. There'll be an alley right up here. You can see the cathedral back there through the trees. Okay, another alley. Just call me Alley Cat today, or Alley Dude. If I tripped and fell, it'd be Alley Oops. What was the name of that character in the comic about the caveman? Was he called Alley Oop? I think he was. Never much cared for that comic, but I remember it. So a tour of garages is really what this is. Or as they say here, garages. But I've never picked up that pronunciation. It was garage in Texas. As there were a few other things like that. Drama, they say drama in Saskatchewan. And lever, they say lever in Saskatchewan. Or at least they did in Weyburn when I got here from Texas at the age of 8. I just think drama sounds better than drama. Drama is just an unpleasant word. Yes, this garage, which is for this little apartment building here, has nice artwork on it as well. Each store has something different. very Star Trek-ish. It's almost the Federation symbol there in the middle. There's probably some like that around here too, garages with apartments on top of them. Our house in Texas had someone with had an apartment on the back of the garage that my college-age brother lived in for a while. But you'll see some of them are tall enough you can see a window up above, so there could be something up there. Morning. Oh. I'm being followed by a cat. Hello, cat. He chased me down the hall, down the alleyway. There's another truck blocking the alley. Don't know if there's a side alley here, if I just have to walk by this truck. Or, of course, I could turn to the right, because I still have time to kill, so I guess that's what I'll do. I'll go to the right now. See where that takes us. Well, I know where it'll take us. It'll take us north. But not very far, it looks like. Oh, this is St. Mary's Anglican up here on the left. Yeah, this is the back of the church, St. Mary's Anglican. Fellowship Hall. Side door. Back of the stained glass windows. And then, of course, oddly enough, eventually you get to the front of the church. So this is St. Mary's Anglican. This kind of gate is called a lich gate, which always amused me as a Dungeons and Dragons player, because in the game, a lich is an undead wizard. So I guess that's the gate that undead wizards use to get into church. Personally, I doubt that undead wizards go to church. See if I can read that. Hi. Yeah. No, it's a grid, so you can't get lost in a grid if you pay attention. The places you can get lost are where the streets curve and there are crescents and things. I should know, because when you go down it, it'll gradually change direction. And if you can't see the sun, you can't be sometimes 100% sure which direction you're going. But I've never gotten lost for long. Even then, not really lost. I mean, I know what part of the city I'm in. But in some of the areas where you have a lot of dead ends or cul-de-sacs or crescents and curving roads, you can get turned around. It's all grids down here in the downtown area. Like, you can't get lost on Manhattan Island, big though it is. You might end up on a street you don't want to be on, especially with the crime waves they're having in American cities right now, but you can't get lost if you're paying attention. All the streets are numbered. Or you'll hit Broadway eventually if you're going east to west, I guess. You'd hit Broadway, which goes north-south more or less. The length of the island, or most of it anyway. Ooh. Well, if I take this alley, it'll take us to just a short stretch. Takes us to Elphinstone. And then we'll start working our way back towards the house. We'll still try to stick to alleys. Yeah, sometimes these little patches of mud are quite slippery. So there's the park I walked through yesterday when I was walking along the creek. Now we're on College Avenue. The alleys here take you down to the dike. Little pink houses for you and me. That's the old John Cougar Mellencamp song. There's a little pink house right there for you and me. Well, at least for whoever lives there. Probably not for you and me. Short bit of alley, ending in grass, which I will have to risk even though it might be wet. Interesting gate. Go through here. Get my feet a little wet. That tree's been down for a long time. I don't know why it hasn't been hauled away. So the dike's right up there. But I walked along it yesterday. Here we get off of the grass. Actually, I think I want to go over here. No, I don't. Can't get through there. Oh, here's the alley. Next one. Okay, up this alley. And they'll probably end up on the alley behind Leopold Crescent, which would be a good one to walk along after this. Did get my feet a little wet. Beware of dog, but I don't hear any barking. Usually dogs bark at me when I'm in the alley, but I haven't actually had that today. Oh, there's one. Just as I said that. So this is a new house being built here. Back to college. Question is, does the alley behind Leopold go through to college? And the answer is, I don't know. I would say so with that garage facing this direction with the bins behind it, so let's go find out. This is Garnet Street. Oh, no, we're not at Garnet yet. Oh, we're not on Leopold yet. Well, then this alley will not run through Leopold. Leopold's the next one. Oh, another drop of rain. We'll go down. It is down here. It's downhill. Back to the park we were just in. I had a comment from someone in Australia who really liked the video of me walking in the heavy rain a few weeks ago. Which is okay, but gotta have your umbrella, so I don't want to be caught in it without that. I'd have to quickly tuck everything away in my pockets, I think, to try to keep the rain off the gimbal. Well, this brought us to this, which is an alley, so we'll follow it along the edge of the park here. It is starting to rain. Not hard, but it is sprinkling now. A little more enthusiastically. This is the park with the dike, so really this is a floodplain. But it would be a very serious flood now if that dike were overtopped, because then I'd be here under about 8 feet of water, so let's hope that never happens. Kiwanis Park Extension, they call it. Well, considering the pickup in rain, it's a good thing I'm not going to keep zigzagging. I'm just going to find a path home and an alley if I can, but well, the sun's shining in this direction. The rain's coming in from the west, as it usually does around here. I'm going to go left, not right. I won't cut through there just because the grass is wet, even though that's the way I'm going. Sidewalk ends. Come around the corner, we're on Leopold Crescent. Is this a driveway or an alley? It's an alley. That's Angus Crescent, which is my crescent. But since I'm walking in alleys, we'll take the alley. Leopold Crescent alleyway. Excuse me. Nice brick wall, with a bit of a, I guess you'd call it a tree house, but it's shaped like a ship. That's cool. More sunflowers. Taller than me. Dogs that don't like the fact I'm in their alley. Yeah, I figured this would end. So this will take us back around to Angus Crescent. And practically home, so how long did I do? I'm a bit shorter, but that's okay. It is raining, or about to rain. Well, no, it is raining. It's not raining very hard yet. I don't know how hard it's going to rain, but it's sprinkling enough now that I'll be glad to be home. Not our house. I like that one. We'll just stop at the intersection here. Okay, well, we'll give a pretty view here to stop with. So thanks for walking with me, my alleyway walk through Cathedral. I'll be back tomorrow. I have no idea where I'll be walking, but I'll be somewhere. Bye for now.